right, we're back and we're talking this month about the bare minimum that you need to do with your female clients. And we already talked last week about strength training twice a week for just 20 minutes. And this week's the minimum amount is walk weekly. Now, ideally, this is 5 30-minute sessions, but just one session each week is enough to get massive health benefits, including an improvement in mental health, resilience, memory, cognition, and then a decrease in the symptoms of mental illness. It decreases your risk of cardiovascular and metabolic diseases. It can improve or even slow the loss of bone mineral density. It can maintain your balance and mobility, halves your risk of dementia, boosts your immune system, and heaps more. So one walk a week is enough to get benefit. It is what they need to do at a bare minimum. More is better in an ideal world, but one is enough. Now, if you want to get as much out of this as walk as possible, it has to be done outside. And not just because of vitamin D and having sunlight on your skin, but also because that sunlight specifically into your eyes can enhance and make your circadian rhythm more rhythmical. It can affect your hormones. So when you get sunlight into your eyes, your serotonin rises. Now, serotonin can help us stabilize our mood. It helps us feel happy. It also has a role in our digestive system and our sleep cycle. So performing our walks outside, getting sunlight in our eyes and on our skin safely, I'm not talking about sunbaking, I'm talking about 10 minutes of incidental light. It means a boost in your serotonin and all the happy benefits of this, including better sleep. There's also a thing when you're walking outside as opposed to on a treadmill called optic flow. And that's basically, it's kind of like the proprioceptive feedback from your eyes, where things are moving past you and you're aware of them around you. It's almost like a form of mindfulness. Now, optic flow only happens when you're moving through space. It doesn't happen on a treadmill. And what that can do is quieten some of the neural noise in your head, especially when you're stressed. So watching where you're going is literally a form of mindfulness. And being in nature, even better. There's a plethora of other benefits, including immersion in bush or forest means you're inhaling ions and microbes. It's kind of like a probiotic for your nose and lungs and body through inhaling. Nature sounds, especially bird sounds, are part of a multisensory experience inside our heads, which helps reduce stress. Because when birds are tweeting, there aren't predators around. Exposure to natural environments, whether it's a park or a beach or a bush or even an image, can lower stress and the hormonal imbalances as a result of that. And there will be a measurable improvement in things like anxiety and depression. Natural environment lowers your blood pressure, lowers your cortisol. Seeing nature, so just seeing it from your window, is enough to reduce your stress and anxiety, lower your heart rate. And seeing the color blue and the color green, so think ocean, lakes, or trees and parklands, can also do that as well. And then odors such as, the leaf alcohol or eucalyptus, they're associated with happiness. So blooming plants, think of springtime and that just spontaneous improvement in mood. It's actually part of our environment around us. So at a minimum, your client should be walking outside between her 2 strength sessions with you, ideally for 30 minutes and ideally 5 times a week, but at a minimum once consistently. And if you can split, if you're doing hour sessions, then you can split your sessions between, the minimum to moderate amount of weights plus getting outside for a bit too. And they are massive bang for buck health changes with a very, very little amount of effort. Any questions? Feel free to message me.